So today I've got a couple of projects we're gonna work on. I've got it's probably darker for you guys because I've got all of these windows tarped up. It rained last night, but it did not rain in, so that's important. So today what we're gonna do is see all of this spray foam between the floor and the wall. I'm gonna trim all of that out with my trusty multi-tool. You guys know I love that tool. The next thing we're gonna do is see all of that up there on top, that panel above the driver's seat. I'm going to try to start to take that off. I really have to think it through, I think, though. There's lots of wires and cords up there. I don't want to mess anything up, but I want to get it off. So that's our projects for today. I definitely have a new appreciation for tools that get rid of things that are in my way. So all this spray foam is now trimmed up. It looks really good in here. Not that it didn't before, but it looks better. Honestly, it probably didn't even need to be trimmed, but just for my mental state, it had to be trimmed just to look nicer. So now I'm going to start to think about taking this panel behind the in front of the driver's seat and over the driver's seat off. I'm a little overwhelmed with it because I can see so many wires going back behind there, and I feel like right now, because the bus isn't starting, I'm just so afraid I'm gonna screw it up even worse. So my goal is to not unplug anything. Not unplug anything. Try to touch as few wires as possible. And basically just take off what's covering the wires. See what's back there. Eventually up there is going to be like a shelf, storage, whenever it's all completely finished. So here we go. Okay, I've decided to do the easy stuff first. I'm still scared. So I'm gonna take off all the mirrors, the boxes, all this other junk first, because it can't come off without getting that stuff off first anyway. So here we go, back to taking screws out. I put a new bit on my impact so that I don't have any stripped screws right at the very beginning. So here we go. I have to go get my screw bucket again. I haven't had to put screws in there in so long. That bucket full of screws has been with me from day one. I feel like maybe at the end of this whole project, we should do a competition and see, maybe one of you guys can guess how many screws are in the bucket or something fun like that. Only one more screw. I'm saving these screws because I like these braces, and so I may use them for something else. I just don't want the mirror to fall because I want to use this mirror, maybe in my bathroom. See, it's got good braces back here. Movable. So I may use that for something. I don't know. We'll take that off of there. This is down. This is good. Oh, more wires. I guess that's kind of what I expected, though. One of those switches up there that I actually really want to keep is the heated mirrors for outside. So I definitely want to keep that one. The other one is for the strobe light, which we don't need. I'm going to keep it plugged in anyway, though. So I need to go get a different, it's got different screws in there, so I'm going to go get a different bit. So I've gotten over to this box. It's kind of like, it's just a box of nothing really. It had paper towels in it. And on the front of it, let me show you. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to frame this sign because there are some rules on there that I really, really like, including the top one. Follow the directions of the bus driver at all times. Sit in the seat assigned by the bus driver. Speak and behave respectfully towards adults at all times. Yeah, I'm gonna save this sign. I have to admit that today feels much more rewarding than I expected. The front of the bus had all of these different things, the boxes, the mirrors. And once they're gone, the whole bus is gonna look different. I saved the door mechanism till the very last because really I was scared of it. I took a bunch of pictures to make sure that I put it back together just like I found it. In the end, it worked fine. And I'm so glad it's done because now I can take that final panel off. I got it all off. I use tools that I had not used in a long time, and it's off. So the next step is to finish taking the rest of these screws off, and there's a couple in between, and then I think we can figure out how to get it down. I might have to stop and think about it for a minute because those panels on the ceiling are not light, and I don't want it to fall all over the dash. So I might think about that for a second and then maybe ask for help. Maybe. We'll see. I'll see what happens. Anyway, gotta take some screws out. Well, I'm finally down to taking the very last ceiling panel off. Can you believe it? Do you remember the first one I took off? Oh my. Anyway, I was so excited to show you how I did this and how I accomplished this because it actually worked out better than I would have ever thought. However, being the inexperienced camera person that I am, my camera stopped recording halfway through. So you don't get to see how I did it. So I'm going to explain. I took all the screws out except one final screw. Then I took the whole panel and rotated it. So it was basically behind the front seat now instead of on top of the front seat. And then I took the last screw out and it fell down and it was perfect. Man, I wish you could have seen it. In my next video, I'm going to show you how I patch a couple holes in the ceiling.